Today we're looking at age problems. Your note sheet's already dated for you. It's Thursday, January 16th. These age problems are really, I think, quite a bit of fun. All right. So here we go. Number one, will you read it for us, Jack?
Patty is 6 years younger than Marcy. Marcy. 7 years ago, their ages totaled 26. How old is each now?
Okay. So in this problem, we've got two people. We've got ages now, and we have ages at another time. And that's pretty typical for an age problem. Instead of writing let statements, it's often really useful to make a little chart to help us solve these problems. So for an age problem, rather than writing let statements, you can make a chart. And that chart is going to put the main facts of the problem. It's going to help you organize them. The first column is always going to be who. Because these age problems usually have people in them. Sometimes they're critters when I get creative, but basically who. Then there's always information about those individuals' age now. And then there's usually information about their ages at a different point in time. What's the different point in time in this first example? Daryl?
7 years.
7 years ago. So that's what you title your last column, 7 years ago. All right. Now we're going to fill in what we know, and it's going to help us unlock this problem. Age problems can seem kind of confusing, but when you apply our algebra logic to it, they fall apart really nicely. Okay? So under the who column, who is involved in this problem? Mikey?
Patty and Marcy.
Okay, so we're going to make a Patty line and a Marcy line. Now there's some mention of their ages now, but this is like introduction to algebra, so they don't just tell us their ages. They give us some information that allows us basically to write algebraic expressions. So you're going to pick a variable for one of them and write an expression for the other. Who do you want to pick a variable for their age now? And what variable would you like? You think, Logan?
You. For Marcy.
You're going to make Marcy U. If you choose to make Marcy U, what's an expression for Patty, knowing that Patty is 6 years younger than Marcy?
6 years younger.
Okay, Luke?
U minus 6.
U minus 6. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Now, usually there's somebody in class who wanted to do it differently. What's a different way you could have defined this? Anna?
Marcy could have been U plus 6 and Patty could have been U.
Yes. Yep. So we could have done it the other way. But don't pull your hair out deciding which one, because either one will work out for you. Okay? It just depends on which one you're solving for in the end. So you could do it either way, but we're going to go with this way. Mikey?
I think I know their ages.
What's that?
I think I know that.
All right, well, let's wait and see if you do, okay? All right. We use this sentence here to define their ages now. Don't even go into the problem yet. We should be able to write an expression for their age 7 years ago using this expression. Fair enough?
2U minus 6 is 26.
Oh, let's not get to the equation quite yet, okay? All I want you to do is think about if they're U minus 6 right now, what do we got to do to get this person's age 7 years ago? What's going to happen to it? What does 7 years ago imply? How old were you 7 years ago, Aaron? 5. That's a long time ago, huh? What did you do?
I subtracted 5.
You subtract actually 7, right?
Oh,
You took 7 years away, right? So 7 years ago, we got to take 7 away. So the expression for Patty would become U minus 6 minus 7. You could, but for purposes of notes, so kids understand, I'm writing it back. What would be the expression for Marcy 7 years ago? What would Marcy 7 years ago be, Jack?
U minus 7.
U minus 7. So this 7 years ago, or whatever this column is, you can get it just based on what their age is now and what's happening, how many years ago or in the future it is. All right, now we're ready to write an equation. What sentence do you think gives us information to write the equation here? Liam?
7 years ago, their age is 26.
Okay, is that their ages now or their ages 7 years ago?
7 years ago.
Okay, so we have to look at their ages 7 years ago, and we know that they total 26. So what equation can we write? Caitlin?
U minus 6 minus 7 plus U minus 7 is equal.
Very good. Yes. So we took their expressions for their ages 7 years ago. We know they total added to 26. I want you and your partner to solve this equation together and then answer the sentence, answer the question in a complete sentence. Okay, when you combine like terms in this equation, you should have ended up with 2u minus, oops, that's a u. 2u minus 20 equals 26. 2u equals 46. U equals 23. Now kids can get confused here, but this is where the beauty of the chart comes in. What is U standing for? Go back to your chart. Here's U. What is U standing for? Michael?
26. Oh, wait, no. Half of
No, just what is U representing?
8.
Whose?
Patty and Marcy.
Which one is just plain old U
Oh,
representing? Marcy. And is it Marcy's age now or 7 years ago? Now, because you see it's Marcy now. Okay, so our U is Marcy's age now. You might want to take a second to think about that. I spelled Marcy's name wrong, but that's all right. That's Marcy. What do we do to get Patty? What do we do to get Patty? Mary? Yep, because it says it right up here. It's whatever U is minus 6. So 23 minus 6, which is what, Mary? 17. So what was your sentence answer to this problem, Will?
My sentence answer is Marcy is 23 and Patty is 17.
Does anyone have any questions about this? We should put a years old in here, by the way. Any issues?
No.
All right. We're all good? Let's move on to our second example. All right, example number 2. Why don't you read it for Spice U?
A man is now 3 times as old as his son. In 10 years' time, the sum of their ages will be 70. How old is the man and his son? How old is the man and his son?
Okay, there's a couple questions in there. We got people, we got ages. Let's make a chart. Yes, Melissa?
Earlier, kids were saying that the father was 3 when the child was 1.
That's ridiculous, isn't that? Let's have the math show them that they're ridiculous. So make a chart. Kids are like, what if I don't want to make a chart, Mrs. Doble? Then I say you have to write 4 let statements. It's easier to just make the chart. Yeah? So what should the first column of our chart always be, Mike? Who? What should the middle column of our chart be, Erna? Good. And for this problem, what should be the last column? Should be the last column. My shoes?
In 10 years' time.
In 10 years. Good. All right. So what goes in the who column, Melissa?
Father and son. Man and son.
Okay. Now we got to come up with expressions for their ages now. Ages now. What do you think? Mikey?
M.
For who?
Man.
Man? If M is the man, what's the son going to be?
The son was Well, actually, the son would be M, and then the man would be 3M.
Very good. The son would be M, and the man would be 3M. Now, Mikey could have used M for the man, but what would the son have to be then? What would the son have to be, Will?
1/3 M.
Yeah, and how many of you like to avoid fractions when possible?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, me too. Okay.
Unless the
So if you can avoid it, avoid it. Now, this is really important. Don't look back at the problem now. Fill in this, you can always fill in this column, the last one, just based on the age now. If the man is 3M now, what will be the expression for him in 10 years? Daryl?
3M plus 10.
Very good. And if the son is M now, what will he be in 10 years? Anna?
M plus 10.
M plus 10. All right. Now you're set up, you're going to be able to write an equation. Okay. What sentence gives us our equation information in this problem? Logan?
The sum of their ages will be 76
When is that the sum of their ages will be 76?
in 10 years.
In 10 years. So you got to make sure you're looking at their expressions for their ages in 10 years, and you know that what they're going to sum to. So what will the equation we write, what will that equation be? Can you tell me, Luke?
3M plus M.
Just give me all of the man first.
Plus 3M plus 10.
Okay, plus the sun is what?
Plus M plus M plus 9.
Good. And what do we know about that? What does it equal?
76.
Good. All right, I want you and your partner to solve this equation together and try to answer both questions in complete sentences. Okay, so I went through and solved this, and I saw all of your groups did quickly. You solved for M is 14. You go back to your chart, you should see that M is standing for the son's age now. So I put son there, and the man we know is 3 times that. So we have 3 times 14. So your first question that you had to answer, you said what for your sentence? What was your sentence answer, Mikey?
M is equal to 14.
That's the sentence, yeah.
The son is 14 and the man is 42.
Good. The son is 14 and the man is 42. Okay? And then the second question was, how old was the man when his son was born? What'd you do for that? What'd you do there? Caitlin?
I did 42 minus 14, so, and I got 28, so the man is 42.
Very good. So that was just a little bonus question there. The man was 28 when the son was born. Okay? All right, now listen. When you get to problem 3 and 4, you no longer get a sentence that says the sum of their ages. You start to get one where you're going to have to translate it more directly. You know, where you look for your is words, it's the equal sign. Go to your chart, use the expressions, and translate it directly. Okay? All right.